can ask the question we always ask at beginning of session, which I'm sorry, this isn't going to mean anything to anyone else, but this is very similar to the way that you start off the Passover Seder. Um,
Oh, yeah. What the fuck?
yeah, yeah, just we need to ask the four questions. Um, in this case, it's just one question, and it is who would like to give us a recap for inspiration? I know it has been a little bit, so if people want to tag team this and give it a shot, or if well, let's just leave it out there. Who wants to give this a shot? Who knows where we started last session?
Oh, I do.
Okay.
Um, we started last session with the revelation that some of the coded messages that had kind of filtered through to us about where the nimble right we were seeking might be with the stone of galore that we were hunting was going to be in the city of the dead. What was it, Marbletown?
Hmm.
Fucking kicks ass. um, and so we went to the City of the Dead, the very large cemetery in Waterdeep, um, looking for the crypt of the Castle and Tears. I think, I think that's where we found them.
Hmm.
But we found within the crypt a couple of people who had been hiding out um, for the delivery of the Stone of Galore. However, while we while we were looking around and waiting, we met Vale. Is that her name?
Yes.
Vale Lurval, who was one of the henchmen who was supposed to be retrieving the stone. Um, and she let us know that a couple of her companions who she had been with uh, killed her lovers and took the stone and ran off. And and she had kind of an idea of where they could be, in an old windmill, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. And we chased them down. We found them, uh, more or less threw them out of the windmill on the second or third story, um, and also watched as what, three, four, I think five fiends, winged fiends, passed the stone around between them as we tried valiantly to take it from them. And then one of them got not necessarily away, but has gotten across the street, and we are in pursuit.
Yes. That is about it. Anybody have anything they'd like to add? Definitely give yourself inspiration, Max. Um, Couple things, just both for clarity and for my own shits and giggles. Uh, it was three spine devils, right? You've managed to dispatch one of them. Corsonus, I believe you are still concentrating on the levitate spell, which is holding another, right? And the third has the stone and has made it across the street at about, uh, we'll say, at about 60 feet. Um, Also, uh, you also managed to kill one of the two people, one of the two cult members responsible for the murder of Vale's lovers, and which Vale was very excited about, and the other one had been thrown out a window, but is alive, if barely. Um, and I believe that Exidia is currently on the ground. Is that correct,
Yes.
Tyler? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Everyone else is sort of in this initial room. The There's one spine devil that is up on the roof, so that's about. Oh, actually, it's beyond the roof because it's that weird thing where you automatically rise 20 feet when levitate is cast on you. And then, so it's about 45 feet, or no, I'm sorry, about 35 feet above the windowsill. And yeah, the other spine devil is across the way. And that is where we find ourselves. Um, Great. We're going to leave. Um, we're going to leave the turn order open for the time being, but that might change pretty quickly. And there's a couple things going on, and I'll explain it, and then we'll figure out how we want to proceed. Um, First is, as this is clearly shifting from just straight up combat to, hey, how are we going to get this stone, due in large part to the fact that there aren't really any more targets within range. Arn is down on the ground, except for you, Exidia. Arn is certainly within your range. One of the spine devils is way up in the air. The other spine devil's across the street, and so as the sort of tone starts to shift just in the room about what's going to be done, um, Vale's adrenaline and lust for revenge starts to fade a little bit, and the enormity and just violence that she has absorbed in the past 24 hours really sort of overwhelms her, and she starts to break down a little bit, at which Piety sort of grabs her and, you know, suggests that she'll take Vale back to the haunt and try and um, get her calmed down, but also maybe get some additional information out of her. And that leaves y'all faced with the problem of what is what are we going to do now to try and get this stone? If you want to take chase, I would say there's two options um, that I can think of, at least. If you want to take chase, you can try and the easiest option is to get down to the ground. It'll take a little longer, um, but getting down is pretty easy, and you can try and keep eyes on this spine devil from the ground and chase it through the streets of Waterdeep. Might be a little easier for it to, duck behind um, rooftops and things like that, but it's certainly easier to get to the ground and um, safer to conduct a chase from there. Uh, the other option would be to try and climb up onto the roof. Um, Certainly going to have a better vantage point on this thing if you are um, on rooftops as it is flying. Uh, so that's the positive. The negative is twofold. One, getting up to the roof is a little more complicated than getting down to the ground. Uh, and two, Roofs aren't made for walking or running in the same way that streets are. So
These roofs ain't made for walking.
they're very nice. Absolutely a point of inspiration um,
For my
Nancy
vocal
Sinatra
stem that I
jokes.
couldn't stop,
Yeah.
I'll take
Uh,
it.
Tyler, we've met, and if anything, you should be upset that you're not getting 5 points of inspiration. Um, so, mechanically, what this is going to mean is that if you decide to pursue from the ground, you will be able to get there with no issue, right? But the chase will start with this spine devil being having 100-foot head start. If, on the other hand, you want to get to the rooftops, that's great, right? We'll have a group check. We'll just call it DC 15, right? And we'll just average everything out for everybody to make it up onto the roof. If you make it up there, then the spine devil will only start 75 feet in front of you. If you don't make the check, everybody's going to take fall damage. Right? Now, the good news is that even if you take fall damage, right? Well, actually, it's probably 6 and 1/2 dozen of the other, because the good news is even if you take the fall damage, falling out of the window technically is a much faster way to get to the ground floor than running down the stairs and running out and all that sort of stuff. Right? So the chase will still start with the spine devil 75 feet in front of you. Of course, the reason it might be 6 and 1/2 dozen of the other is you will start prone and you'll have to use half of your movement to stand up. So by the time it's all said and done, if you choose getting to the roof, you really want to get to the roof, is the bottom line. Now, that being said, those aren't the only options. I mean, it's only 75 feet away. I'm sure some of you have some combat options if you'd rather go that route. If there are other options on how to proceed with this, by all means, you've got some time. Well, let's take some time now for y'all to figure out what you want to do next.
Okay.
I can summon within 30 feet of me. And
Mhm.
I don't remember how far away you said the one running away from us is right now.
I think I put it at 60 feet.
Okay. So then directly in between it and us,
Mhm.
I can summon Echo.
Okay.
He's got a 30-foot fly speed. I don't know if he can keep up, but he can dash, and he's got 60 feet of blind sense or blind sight.
Okay.
He's also got 1 hit point, so I don't know what spine devils do, but while we are doing this, I will set Echo to track him while we are trying to figure out where we're going.
Being that Exidia is on the ground already, I
Mhm.
think my inclination is to wild shape into a riding horse and give chase and make sure that this thing doesn't get away from us.
Okay.
And if someone wants to jump from the window and land on a horse,
Straddle a horse.
Oh boy.
Wow, that sounds painful. Ted, can you establish a DC for us on that one? As the only person, okay.
Can't, because I'm not trying that with my horse. I will die.
I was just going to say, you know what? That's the right answer. I'm thankful I don't have to contact the Humane Society. That's fantastic.
I do think that
Mhm.
taking the ground path is better, just because from the magic casters who we have in party, either we have basically ranges of 120 feet or 60 feet. It's not broken up so
Mhm.
nicely that 25 feet is going to help us in that capacity.
Mhm.
And I don't think any of us are fast enough that 25 feet will uh, help us much either. So I think Exidia might have the right of it, of like getting a creature that's got 60-foot movement speed and can carry someone on top of her,
Mhm.
and I think that might be it.
Okay. Um.
I am stuck in the position of I can try to continue to grab these things with levitate. One, I am running out of spell slots, and two, they will just keep playing patty cake.
Right.
They will keep passing that baton.
Hmm. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have a lot of magic that is capable of helping. I think shooting it out of the fucking sky might be the one thing
I,
someone might be capable of doing, and it ain't me.
I do have Ray of Frost, which will slow it down if I can hit.
That's
If
It
that's
does
only,
something.
slow its
if
speed.
only I had prepared Earthbind, that spell that is perfect for this, but it's useless right now.
Right.
Remember,
That
we
spell
used
is fucking
Earthbind one
useless
time.
unless
In
you know you're walking into a
99%
dragon
of
lair.
situations.
I don't know
Yeah.
what y'all talking about. It saved my Icewind campaign.
It did. And the thing about like using it against a dragon, which seems like the thing that it's built for, it's a fucking con save that like a strength save that a dragon's gonna kill. You got so lucky.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Go for it, Oni.
if you do plan on shooting it, I can help you with that. But I also can get on the horse. Oh, because I myself am pretty fast with like if I can do the movement dash, bonus action dash to 90 feet.
I
I
think that's
am
the way to
not.
go.
I am not fast.
I think Corsonis on the horse, Kaz giving chase. I'll just get left in the dust, but I'm fine with that. I can't
Okay.
help a whole lot.
Okay.
I think. Oh wait, I can't upcast that right now. Yeah, that if anything, I can cast Enhance Ability on somebody, but I don't see any reason that that would actually be useful to any of us right now. So
Well, in that case, I will turn to Nim. I will bonk our heads together.
Okay.
Oh.
Try to do my best, and then I will very awkwardly and definitely not Errol Flynn, turn around, slowly wind my way down the
Okay.
window until I've got my hand, and then fall.
Okay.
I'm not trained in athletics. I have no strength mod. There's no way this is graceful.
Excuse me. What?
Would have been a good time to use Enhance Ability then, I think.
Okay. So you gingerly make your way down until it's not so gingerly, right? But
Essentially, I will take the fall. I just don't want to fall directly. I don't want to
right.
risk damaging Exidia.
I gotcha. All right. Roll a d6 for me.
Oh.
Okay. 4 points of damage, and I will leave it up to Corsonis whether or not there's any additional damage to Corsonis's pride.
Hold on. What is my con save modifier? Yeah, there is definitely wound to his pride, as that damage causes concentration on levitate to break, and the
Okay.
other spine devil is free.
Oh no.
Okay.
All right.
Wow. Okay, things just got weird.
Hold on, I forgot I have inspiration in this game. I will use a point
Yeah.
of inspiration.
Oh my god!
It's worse. It's worse. It's
Okay.
it's so much worse.
Oh my.
All right. Well,
Okay. So here's where we are.
I'd like, as he's falling out of the window, I'm gonna give bardic inspiration to Corsonis, but it will be too late, I think, for this roll. But I just want to
Yeah.
make sure he's got that before I'm
Okay. Great.
out of range.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So
this is not sync.
Exidia has wild shaped into a riding horse, and that's a
Large
60-foot movement
creature,
speed. Is
60
that
foot
correct?
speed. Yeah.
Okay. Kaz, are you going out the window or are you booking down the stairs?
Ah, with Kaz, with how desperate he is,
Mhm.
I think he's going out the window, right? We've been getting harassed for this fucking stone, and now it's right here. I think he's going out the window as fast as possible.
Okay, give me an acrobatics or an athletics check, and the DC is 15. And if you fail it, you will take a 1d6 fall damage.
Oh, that
Oh God.
Okay.
Rose is fucking 8.
Yeah, roll that d6 for me.
I feel like it's crueler when you make me roll. Okay, that's a 3.
Okay. Oh boy. With that, Nim, you Jesus Christ. You see Corsonis sort of gingerly work his way out the window and sort of hang from the sill and then try and latch himself onto a drain pipe, and it looks like he's got it, but then he slips and then he just falls. And as he's picking himself up and getting onto riding horse Exidia, you give him some words of encouragement so that he has inspiration when he chooses to use it. As you are doing this, you first feel and then see Kaz confidently bound out the window. Looks like he's almost got some Errol Flynn like swing that he's prepared to do, and it looks like it's going to go well, except he catches his foot on the windowsill and just face plants into the ground.
Oh.
And as he's picking himself up, you hear something from above, and it is the formerly levitated Spine Devil now making its way across the street, essentially attempting to join his buddy. He is good. All
Do I
right.
have the opportunity to cast levitate on him again?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. We'll give that a shot.
Okay, and what sort of save am I doing? A Constitution save?
Con, yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's not good at all.
Did I get it?
No, I'm just
Okay.
apparently as whoops. Apparently as part of this new system, none of my crazy macro buttons work. Let's just do it the old-fashioned way. All right. Yeah, this guy makes it about 5 feet and then shoots another 20 feet up in the air.
Ha!
Right. and he is now about 60 feet above, 55 feet actually, because it was 35. So 55 feet above the windowsill. Corsonis, you are on Exidia. I've got to be very careful not to use the word mounted because that's not appropriate. Kaz, you have picked yourself up. The other spine devil is using its movement and action to dash. So it just bolts. And it's pretty quick. Let me. That's not great. As it is going, it looks back to all of you, and as it looks back, it doesn't realize that it has disturbed a bunch of pigeons sitting on a roof, and they all like burst into the air in front of it. And he sort of spins out of control a little bit as he's trying to make his way through that, and is slowed just a little bit by that process. Now we are just gonna go here. Let me take some of these people. Arn's just trying to hang in there. All right. What we are going to do mechanically, the way this is going to work is, we're going to use essentially the chase rules, which have the important thing is there's a modified exhaustion, right? That is important to understand here. Because this is dashing continually, right? You can dash as an action a number of times equal to 3 times plus your constitution modifier. Okay? Every time you do so, right? It's a DC 10 con check. And if you fail it, you take a level of exhaustion. Right? The exhaustion's a little bit different, right? In that these levels of exhaustion, you can get rid of them by a short rest or lesser restoration. Everybody follow me so far?
Yes.
Okay. The second thing
What?
is at the end of each person's turn, and I'm not sure, we'll figure it out as we go for Corsonis and Exidia, right? I think we're just going to have one of the two of you roll, because at the end of each person's turn, I'm going to have you roll 3d8 to see what, if any, complications for chasing somebody through busy city streets happen. And you know, it feels like if it should happen to either It should happen to both Corsonis and Exidia, or they should both avoid it. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
For it happen to one or the other. And so I'll just alternate, I guess, between the two of you as to which one rolls. Does that seem reasonable?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
I am now imagining Corsonis just getting like clotheslined off of the horse.
That is entirely possible. Like literally straight out of a Looney Tunes show where somebody in a house that has one of those doors that split opens the top half of the door. All right. Kaz, you
Sorry in
are
advance for breathing that into existence, Ted.
Yeah, no problem. I will also say, since I know I have lost concentration on the other one, once I am in range, I will try to snag this one. But I mean,
Great. Yeah, I mean,
out early.
Since it just moved, it almost doubled its distance between it and y'all. Kaz, you are up. What would you like to do?
I think Kaz is just super locked in on getting a stone bet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just go to chase after, right? I think.
Okay. Great. What does that look like? Is that movement, action, and then a dash on for your bonus action?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's gonna be the dash action with the movement with the bonus action. Can I do that? Making sure. Right?
Yeah, you absolutely can. And just to be clear, right, even though this is a chase, like the bonus action dash, that's a feature of being a rogue. So the exhaustion and con checks and everything, they don't apply to that. That rogues can do that, so you can do that as long as you like. But the using your action to dash, right, in a sustained way, that will trigger the con checks or a level of exhaustion. Make sense?
Yeah, I get that. I just like because I can kind of ease the brakes when I
Mhm.
get a little closer to him because I won't have to do as much running as I have to do right now.
Mhm. Yeah,
But
I
to get
mean,
that initial
y'all see
to get that
Kaz,
initial distance, yeah.
right? Y'all see Kaz take off, and it's hard to tell, right? Do me two favors, Kaz. One, make me a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, I got you. I did not see that, but yeah, I'm not sure what it said. They kicked me out of the app really fast.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, that is a 6, which is not what you want.
Can I use my inspiration?
You absolutely can use your inspiration.
Okay. You got a +2. That is another 6. Okay.
Yeah, that hurts.
We gotten a D20 roll above like.
No, you're having a bad day so far.
4, 4, 5, 2, 6.
Right.
6 is our highest D20.
Okay, so Kaz, mark yourself 1 level of exhaustion, right? Which means disadvantage on ability checks. So not great, but also not awful here. And roll me 3d8.
All right. Okay, 19.
You got a 19 on the 3d8.
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all see Kaz fucking take off, right? And he's making really good time and making up a good deal of distance. And just as he's picking up some real speed, someone is like pulling a wheelbarrow like backwards out of a shop, and Kaz just catches this guy in the hip and sort of spins around, which just slows you down by 10 feet, Kaz.
Okay.
So didn't make up quite as much distance as you could have, right? But still really good distance. Corsonis, you're not moving anywhere, and this uh dude is way far ahead of you. So unless you've got something that with a range of 175 feet, I don't think there's much you can do.
Sure don't.
Okay. So let's hold off and see what Exidia's got. How's that sound?
Yeah. I'm essentially just readying.
Okay. Great. What's your plan, Exidia?
I mean, just to start chasing. I don't have a bonus action, anything, so it's just
Okay.
dashing on the main action.
Okay, make me that con save.
Okay. Ooh, what's a horse's con? +1. Do I have to take the horse's con? Yes.
That's surprising for a horse.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Retain all your skill and saving throw proficiencies. So if
Yeah.
I were proficient, I'd keep the. But I don't have. I'm not proficient. All right. Yeah. I'll just roll
Mhm.
+1. Which one of these buttons is dice? There we go. D20 +1.
Hey,
All right, there we
nailed it.
go. Love it. You are feeling it. And now roll me 3d8, please. Yeah, fantastic. You are just booking, and yeah, you make up 120 feet of distance. This thing looks like it's probably within range of some stuff these days.
If I use it's a if I do the math, it should be like 55. I don't know.
55 is exactly right. Yeah.
In that case, I will use my last second level spell slot and try to grab it.
Okay. 16. Hard to tell at first because you cast a spell and it looks like it's rising up as it would if levitate was effective, and you're feeling pretty good about it until it's clear that he was just rising
Flapping.
to get beyond some obstacle and is now heading on his way. All right, which means he's gonna bolt, and I got to do a couple rolls here. Okay, there it goes. There's one of those. I think that's still in the gooder. So yeah, he takes off, and he's appears pretty nimble. He's ducking around some chimneys and seems to have learned its lesson about other creatures flying through the air, and is paying more attention to what's in front of him than to y'all right now. And so he is 35. Okay. Yeah, it puts some more distance between y'all. Now for levitate, is there a save if the creature's initially failed the save, or is he just stuck until you end concentration?
Good question. I'm pretty sure they get to make the save every turn. Let me.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I
Let
don't
me
think
see.
so.
Concentration up to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Spell ends, the target floats gently to the ground if it is still aloft.
Yeah, so second Spine Devil is just fucked. Nim, what are you doing?
I think I am. I will be pursuing, but I don't think that I am dashing per
Okay.
se. I'm just
Gotcha.
trying to keep. I'm running as fast as necessary to keep an eye out for everyone else.
Yep.
And will provide bardic inspiration as I see it necessary.
Okay. Is there a range for bardic inspiration, or is it just you have to be able to see him?
They have to be able to hear me, and it's within 60 feet.
Okay.
Which means I think fairly soon I'll be out of range, but that just kind of means I think for this turn I'll give it to.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I
Exidia.
think you're already out of. They're already
Alright.
out of range. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. She's fast. Okay. All right. Yeah. Never mind then. I'm just trying to keep an eye for them.
Yep. Gotcha. Let's see. That's. Okay. Oh, boy. A lot of ranges to be tracking. Great. Kaz, what's the plan? Oh, actually, do me a favor and roll 3d8 for me, please. Nim.
All right. 8.
Nim.
That's actually, yeah, that's Nim, not you, Kaz.
Oh, I thought you said me. I'm like, damn, already?
6. Holy moly, y'all.
Hey, I think the update fucked the number generator.
Yeah, this is not great. Okay. Oh my god, I cannot fucking believe this. Make me a DC 10 strength saving throw as in an effort to look sort of down the street and focus beyond some obstacles that you see down there. You miss what is right in front of you, which is 2 people carrying a giant pane of plate glass.
Oh no.
Okay.
Do I go through the glass still?
Right. Well, the crazy thing is, right? I mean, you might not be as fast as your compatriots, right? But you're still booking, through the streets, and literally at the last moment, right? You see this pane of plate glass and manage to, like, not just put your arm up in front of you, but put something sharp, right, into this plate glass. So it,
The rapier.
right, it's really the butt of the rapier. It's not really the rapier itself. It's the butt of the rapier that smashes this glass before you run through it, right? And so you're able to run through it, take no damage, these two people are initially shocked and then pissed, but you're gone before they can do anything. Kaz, what is your plan?
I think I don't think his plan was ever to actually like to catch them because they're fucking flying and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Really, his plan was to get within range with and just stay with it
Mm-hmm.
and keep an eye on it, basically.
Okay.
With his
So-
super high perception.
Okay, so you're just are you doing the same thing, just using movement, action, bonus action all to run?
I think.
Because you're about 175 feet behind it.
Oh my god, his dash and all. Ah. Yeah, we're gonna do it again.
All right. Make me that con save.
We got this, guys.
Oh,
Okay, that's a
Kaz.
7. Bro, I got a +2, bro. I don't know what y'all want.
Okay. Okay, so that's a second point of exhaustion, which is a real problem for you. It'll start taking effect next turn, right? But your speed is now cut in half. Right?
Oh my god.
And roll me those 3d8.
I got you. That's 10. I got a 10. I'm not so good.
All right. Yeah, make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
All right, we can do that. All right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, pretty simple. There's somebody on horseback that cuts across the street you're running down, and you just spin out of the way as this horse. It's not going particularly fast, but you are, and so didn't have a lot of time to react. But you spin out of the way, no problem. And you have cut that distance considerably. You're now about 85 feet away from this thing. All right. Corsonus, what's the plan?
How far are we from it right now?
You're 135 feet from it right now.
Then I am just gonna have to wait until Igvity is in range, and I will try to zap it with a ray of frost and slow it down.
Okay, great. So you're holding your action. Exidia, same thing, using your action to dash.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Make me a con save.
That's a 7.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my inspiration that I just got.
Great.
All right.
Nice. Very
Nat
nice.
20, nice.
Yeah, hell yeah. Okay. Corsonus, do two things for me.
Yo, 3d8.
Yeah, the 3d8, and let's see that ray of frost. Dude, so much for my fucking probability chart. You guys are just all over the fucking place.
Oh. Ooh.
Okay.
I'm gonna use an inspiration.
Okay.
That's way better.
Okay. Roll damage on that as the ray of frost definitely hits.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
What is the bardic inspiration die right now?
D6. Wait, D8. It's a D8 now.
I'm gonna throw that on there. So that is 15 cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet
Okay.
till the start of my next turn.
Great. And make me a DC 10. Well, actually, Excidia, make me a DC 10 athletics or acrobatics check as, I mean, you have managed to run fast enough that you have now run into a small group of individuals protesting what is apparently some group protesting for personhood rights for nimble rights.
Oh no.
17.
17. You are able to deftly steer around most of these individuals. There's a couple people that are on the ground.
I did roll this off strength, so if I knock a few people over, that happens.
Okay. There's a couple people on the ground that are painting a sign. As best you can tell, it says "Nimble Rights are people too," and you both manage to jump over them and clip the can of paint with your front hooves as you do so it spills, ruining their sign. All right. That's Excidia. Okay. Oh boy. And just in terms of
Sorry.
yeah, go for it.
How close are we again?
That's what yeah, that's exactly where I was getting. In terms of where everyone is located, you guys, this thing is probably, I mean, you're on the ground and it's about 2 stories up, right? But Excidia and Corsonis, you're almost directly under it. It's still a little bit in front of you, but you're real close, right? You're close enough to see that there are icicles hanging off of this thing. It's having a hard time flapping its wings, and it looks just generally pretty beat up.
Is it within 30 feet of us?
It is.
Okay, then I would like to, with my bonus action, try to pull it 5 more feet at me. Corsonis is
Mhm.
I'm actually trained in animal handling, so I know how to ride a horse. Although usually not one that's,
Okay, right.
sentient. But
Um,
so I imagine he's just sort of one hand pulling on it, the other hand like gripping, trying to slow it down.
yeah, I mean, this thing is it's hard to say whether or not you have pulled it back towards you or Excidia is just moving that quickly, but you at the very end there, you seem to have closed a little extra distance, and it could be from you pulling on it, it could be from the icicles. But you have a good sense of when this particular power is effective, and feel pretty good that you have managed to pull it back towards you a little bit. So yeah, you are almost directly under it at this point. Um, Kaz, you have um halved the distance between yourself and uh the spine devil, but it's taken a toll on you and you're feeling pretty rough right now. And Nim, you are uh a good distance back, probably as far as um if you were to estimate it, as far as Kaz is from the spine devil, which is somewhere in the range of 80 to 100 feet, right? Your best guess is you're probably that far from Kaz as well. Um, everybody got a good sense, or as good a sense as we're going to get, right, of
Mhm.
where we are in relation to everybody else?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, yeah, this spine devil is looking and feeling pretty rough. So it is. Oh, you gotta be kidding. Oh, all right. Not as fast as I thought. It is clearly panicking and looking around for something, right? And it will,
I
yeah.
All right, I just realized I should probably have been making con saves for Echo this whole time, who is doing his little bat best to keep up with this thing.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
I mean, I assume he's high enough that he's not worried about colliding into stuff. I think we need to make like 3.
Yeah, there's one more.
Okay, well, all right, he's done. He's
Okay.
done.
Yeah.
His speed has dropped to 15. He's
Right.
not.
Um, okay. So, and that puts him, um, he started about halfway. So he's probably about where Kaz is, um, at this point.
Mhm.
But you can, particularly Exidia and Corsonis, you can see clearly. Kaz, a little bit less so. Um, can see the icicles hanging off of this thing. It's not really flying in a straight line anymore, and it um, darts over the roof of a 2-story building that is just to your right, and you lose sight of it. Um,
Oh boy.
right, but Kaz, with your passive perception, right, it looks like it's falling, right, as much as it's flying. Like it's not just falling out of the sky, but this is not just a clear, graceful swoop either, right? This seems to be a creature in some distress. Little harder for you to see, but Exidia and Corsonis, you can see that the building that it just sort of swooped over and disappeared behind, there's only like 3 more buildings before there's a small little alleyway to the right that you can sort of duck in, um, and see what's going on there. You guys can make it there on your next turn with ease. Kaz, it'll be a turn after that, particularly, with your speed halved. Nim,
Okay.
it's gonna be a little bit.
Hear me out.
Mhm.
What if I were to cast Jump on Horse Exidia?
Oh boy.
According to 5ejumpcalculator.com,
Mhm.
well, fexlags.com/5ejump, that would make the riding horses high jump 18 feet
Okay.
with the potential to grab something 27 feet off the ground.
Okay, so, I'm a little confused as to what it is you're attempting to do here.
This thing you said went over a building. I'm
Yeah.
hoping there is a low enough spot for Exidia to jump onto the building to continue chase.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
I will almost certainly fall off, but the
Right.
spell doesn't require concentration, so
Well, here's where I can work with you on this, right?
Okay.
I don't think there is a spot that is low enough that Horse Exidia will, even with this spell, would just be able to jump up onto it, right? And then continue over the roof line, right? It is close, however, right? So if Horse Exidia wanted to jump, right, so that Corsonis could try and grab onto,
Oh,
say, the
no.
edge of the roof, right? You've now got a bunch of problems, though, right? Just so everything's out in the open. One, right, is I don't know how the jump rules work, but if you're jumping 18 feet into the air, right, don't you have to come down?
I mean, theoretically, yes. Well, unless you land on something that is higher, but
Right.
eventually,
Right.
yes.
Right, but I mean, I don't. I mean, I guess that's not fall damage because you're intentionally jumping, right? But still strange. But fall damage is worth bringing up because, Corsonis, if you don't hold on, right, you're just falling right back down to the ground.
I leave this one to you, Exidia.
I mean, it
Do you-
sounds like we're trying it.
Do you want to try to jump a building?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I will mark the spell slot. I got one first level slot left and 2/3, but
Okay.
for what it's worth,
Um,
I do have Featherfall prepared just in case we both fail.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can tell you right off the bat, right? Exidia is failing. Like, there's nothing Exidia can do but get you high enough that you might be able to grab onto something. But there's nothing, Exidia would have to clear another 5 feet for Exidia to be able to land on something.
Yeah,
Right.
that's fine. I can
Right.
take the hit.
Great. So you're just jumping, that's fine. And the rules are the rules. So this works, right? Make Corsonis make me a DC make me a DC 16 strength check or athletics check if you're proficient in it, if that's better for you.
Sure am not. Sure am not. Okay. I'm
Okay.
Ah,
Fuck yeah. You are miraculously hanging on on the edge of this roof by your fingertips, and you're just able to sort of scramble your way up there. We're gonna put a pause in this because technically it's not your turn or Exidia's turn. So we're gonna resolve what Nim and Kaz are doing, and then we'll get back to this. Sound good?
yeah. That
Okay.
will last for a minute, by the way, Exidia, if you find other things to jump.
oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I assume you're just running, Nim?
Yeah.
Okay. Adjust with your movement speed, or are you using your action for anything?
I think this time I'll take a little dash.
All right. Let's see that con save. All right,
Ooh,
yeah.
what the
Nope.
fuck?
No problem. And roll 3d8 for me. Make me a DC 10 Dex check, please.
Just check.
Saving throw. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's an
That's
additional
fine.
plus
Yeah.
7 or
Right.
3.
You, as you pass by a bar, um, you at the last moment swerve out of the way of someone sick who apparently was doing a little bit too much drinking. Uh, maybe having a too much fun at brunch. But you avoid that and just continue on. Also, interesting to note, make me a perception check, Nim. Oh, yeah.
What is
Um,
happening?
as you spin out of the way of this disgusting debris on the ground, you see clearly that um, the spine devil that was previously controlled by your levitate, right? You have gotten out of range, and so it is now trying to make up ground and catch up with its buddy.
I throw my like I'm watching you fingers
Yep.
at him.
Yeah. Um, with that perception check, you can see that in return, it squints back at you. Kaz, what you doing? You are muted, Oni.
All right. The spine devil I saw, like I was chasing after it.
Mhm.
Like broke line of sight with him, but I seen he was kind of like falling down while he flies.
Yeah, he's losing some altitude and not flying in a graceful manner as it disappears behind a roof line on your right. As it disappears, what you are seeing, right? Since we're gonna try and clean up the action timeline here a little bit. You see it disappearing behind the roof line, and as it's disappearing behind the roof line, you see the horse, which you know to be Exidia, which is carrying Corsonis, leap almost the full height of a second-story building, of a two-story building. And that is what is occurring as you are doing whatever you're doing on your turn.
Oh, I'm assuming they're not within 30 feet of me, right?
They are not.
I think Kaz realizes that he's very much not going to be able to catch up with this fucking idiot.
Mhm.
So he's just going to do like his movement with the bonus action dash.
Okay.
And I think that's really about it. Like, there's nothing he's going to do with his actual action.
Okay, great. Roll 3d8 for me.
It can't be too bad, right, guys?
Nah.
5.
Okay. Um at this point, there has been a lot of commotion um in the street. There's the four of you running and doing your best to both keep an eye on what is, clearly above you. It's above the roof line of most of these buildings, or had been above the roof line of most of these buildings. And occasionally checking in front of you to make sure you don't run into anyone or anything. Um, with varying degrees of success, uh, including a shattered pane of plate glass. And now there's a horse taking flight at the end of the street. Um, at the beginning of this sort of dash, this first dash that you start taking, Kaz, as you're feeling more and more worn down, you see out of the corner of your eye a city guard who it like is taking in all of this commotion and then locks eyes with you, and then you can see in his eyes there's a moment of recognition. He's like, "Aren't you supposed to be at the dock? What the fuck?" And his head turns, right? And you can see that he is now staring at this horse that is 2 stories in the air. Um, as are lots of people's attention. You hear lots of woes and oh my gods and what the fucks all coming from the street as Exidia takes flight in Corsonis. Just after Exidia reaches its apex, reaches her apex and begins to start falling back to Earth, leaving Corsonis initially hanging from and then scrambling up onto the roof. There's sounds of just shock from the crowd below, and then stunned silence waiting to see what happens, and then some cheers and applause as you scramble up onto the roof. Um, what is the plan, Corsonis? You are now on the edge of this roof.
I will do my best to scramble over and try to get line of sight on this thing.
Okay. Bear with me. Let's say, for the sake of argument, hmm, bear with me as I'm making some changes here. Okay. Corsonis, you should
Yo.
see a new map. Everyone else is, I don't know if anyone else can see the new map, or if everyone else is in darkness because
I see it.
We can see it.
Okay, great. Fantastic. I turned the lighting off because it's daylight and the lighting was annoying me. And also, you fucked everything up because I expected you to come in lots of different ways, not over the roofs. So here we are.
This might be one of the best things I've ever done in D&D.
Right.
I should say we, because I literally could not. This could not have happened without Exidia.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty
it's all
spectacular.
Exidia, really, except
Right.
for the first level spell slot. It's all Exidia.
You know, I was thinking, they knew what they were doing whenever they did not give druids the fly spell,
Mhm.
because I could just be a flying horse all the time if I
Right.
had that.
Right.
See?
All right. So what you are looking at, let me add this guy here. Yeah. What you are looking at is you see these 2 horses that are
Video. Tell you
right
that.
that are pulling a carriage that there is a human guard standing right next to it, and in the driver's seat is an individual you recognize as being a staff member of the Castellanters, a certain Wilford Crow. And make me a stealth check, please, Corsonus. Okay. Um, you are certain that you have not been spotted. Um, the Spine Devil, meanwhile, is on the roof of a building across the street. Um, and we will say your action had been the action of grabbing onto the roof and scrambling up it. Movement is getting over to the edge here. So you've got a bonus action if you'd like to use it. You are muted if you're talking,
I
Ted.
sure am.
Mhm.
There's only one thing I can do with a bow. How high up am I? How far from this carriage am I?
You're 20 to 25 feet up in the air.
Okay, so that puts it about 35 feet away from me. That is
Mhm.
too far. Then yeah, I don't think there's really anything I can do with a bonus action just yet.
Okay.
And that was all my movement, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna throw myself off the roof.
Right. Um, great. Exidia, what is your plan?
I think Exidia is going to continue just running around the building
Okay.
to the alleyway you mentioned,
Right. So we're
and
gonna
just
put
looking for
you.
any opportunity to jump over stuff.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, we will say that on your journey to the alley's entrance, you manage to find several stunned onlookers that you can clear with ease. And more and more onlookers are pretty pleased about it. You, as you enter the alley, you make me a perception check, actually.
Okay. 1 second.
Mhm.
An 18.
Okay. Yeah, you can. It's hard to tell at first because of where you're entering. You just see this carriage here, but as you move in a little bit further, you can look around it. You um, see the human guard. You see a person sitting in the driver's seat, but can't identify who that person is, and you can't see them because of their excellent stealth roll, but you know that this is the building that uh, Corsonus leapt off of you and onto the roof of, and you know Corsonus didn't fall, so you can extrapolate that information. And
Mm-hmm.
with an 18, you can see the Spine Devil trying to sort of collect itself on the roof over here. Um, anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Um, do I have any movement left, or have I used
Uh,
my action to dash to get here?
you did not have to use your action to dash. Right.
Okay.
It did use all of your regular movement, but you didn't have
Yeah.
to use your action, so you still have that.
Okay. I'll just go ahead and use that dash to run up over here.
Okay. Um, one, make me a Constitution save, please.
It's a 4.
Okay, so that, if I'm remembering correctly, that is your first level of exhaustion.
Yes.
Great. Um, okay. Uh, secondly, you have, by charging up like this, you've caught the attention of the guard, who just looks a little confused. After, I mean, you're a riderless horse wandering this alley at this point, and so he's certainly not clocking you as a threat, but it is a confusing sight.
Hmm.
Um,
For what it's worth,
mhm.
um, the horse does have some unusual crystalline spines. He's definitely looking and seeing a sick horse.
Okay. Let me. Okay. Yeah. I mean, he. It's hard to tell what it is he is clocking, right? But it's clear that you have his attention. It's also clear that, at least currently, he considers you an oddity and not a threat.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, Exidia, you only see the first half of this. Corsonis, you can see all of it. And that is, this spine devil comes down off of the roof and sort of ducks into this corner. And uh, yeah, and whistles. Hey, some things I gotta do. Oh boy. Excuse me for 1 second here. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Spine Devil climbs down off of the roof, which is what you see, Exidia. You just see him disappear down into that, uh, behind that corner. Corsonis, you have both the angle and the height um, to see him sort of hiding back there. Uh, has grasping the stone with two hands and has let out a high-pitched whistle. Nim, are you going to use your action to dash, or are you just making your way as quick as you can with your normal move?
Just making my way.
Okay. At this rate, we're going to say it will take you 2 more turns, not including this one, 2 additional turns to get there.
Cool.
Okay. Corsonis and Exidia, you see, and from here, Exidia, you can now recognize this as Wilford Crowell, head butler to the Castle in Tears. You see him get off the coach and duck behind that corner. Kaz, are you using your action to dash?
Uh,
I mean,
the
I'm
cops just saw me, but I'm
making
already tired as fuck.
right, and I'm making the assumption that you're still going to use your bonus action to dash. Is that a
Yeah,
safe assumption? Okay, so let's
yeah,
just
that's
figure
still
out
safe.
if you're using the action to dash or not.
No.
Okay, great. What that means is after you will enter the alley after this turn.
Okay. It's like seeing I guess it's like seeing a sprinter just like, yeah, okay, slow down. He's trying to catch his breath on the way
Mhm.
over there. Still pacing himself somewhat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Corsonis.
Yes, sorry, I just realized I was not muted while coughing.
No worries. I actually didn't hear it.
Okay, good. I have seen Wilfert walk off. I do not have sleep prepared today. God, why would I do that? That would be smart. If I am, if I get to the top of this
Mhm.
roof, can I see them better?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I don't want that thing flying off again. Okay. Well, time to pull shingles off the roof with my brain and huck them at our friend the Spine Devil. I will use a 3rd level slot to cast Magic Missile.
Okay.
That is 5d4 plus 5, I think.
Yeah. Do it.
Oops. 5d4.
Actually, don't bother. I just did the math. Okay. Lots of things happen here. You see this spine devil that Wilfert has approached and immediately let loose with the magic missile. In the time it takes for those magic missiles to get to the spine devil and end it, you just see him, you see the spine devil drop the stone into Wilfert's hands. Magic missiles obliterate this thing, and Wilfert turns around and sees you.
I will telepathically to Exidia because I am within
Mhm.
50 feet to do it.
Mhm.
I just realized I can always do that. It's only an action to allow them to speak back.
Right.
Say that Wilford has the stone. You'll have to stop him. They can't arrest a horse. I have no bonus action here.
Okay.
So that's me. Did I just suggest a horse murder somebody? I didn't not do that.
Love it. Um, let me. Wilford, as he looks up and sees you, points at you and just screams, "Stop him!" Exidia?
I'm going to mute my phone that is ringing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just continue running as a horse, just right on up. Oh, just right on up to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think to use my bonus action to turn back. I'm just gonna give him an attack as a horse.
Okay.
It's +5 to hit. So that's a 12.
It's a 12. You are you trying to get him with your hooves or are you trying to bite him? What's this look like? What does your horse
It's
attack look like?
it's a hoof attack
Mhm.
technically, but I would like just to try to like ram him with like some spikes jutting out of my head.
Okay. Yeah, Wilford is initially confused as to why this riderless horse is galloping up to him, and then is like, is able to dodge your attack, but is clearly like, this is what the fuck is with this diseased animal? Get the fuck away from me.
Yeah. And
Um,
that's it for my turn.
okay. Spine Devil's dead. Um, the second Spine Devil has just about caught up with you now, Nim. They surpassed you just a little bit, but they're still up in the air. And again, you're just taking your normal movement. Is that correct?
How high above me is it?
About 50 feet.
Okay. Can't do shit about that. I think. Yeah, I think I actually, I'll sprint again.
Okay. Make that con save for me.
What is going on?
Holy moly, amazing. And roll 3d8 for me.
Yeah. I think I rolled a 7 last time too.
It's absolutely just stunning that you're not hitting the center. None of you are hitting the center of this curve at all. Would have been better off leaving it on just a fucking D20 table. And here I was trying to help. Make me a DC 10 dexterity check, right? As you notice relatively late a big pile of horse droppings.
All right, check or save?
Save. Thank you.
Oh.
I mean, the very last second, you can elongate your stride just enough that you hop over this thing and find yourself at the entrance to the alley.
Hooray.
Let's see. Wilford. What's Wilford do? Wilford is just going to disengage for his action. 5, 10, 15. And he's not going to climb back into the carriage yet. He's actually ducking behind it. So for you, Corsonis, he's under half cover, right? Exidia, clearly, he just thinks you're a sick animal still. But both of you actually make me a perception check, Nim. Okay, all three of you can see he's pointing up at Corsonis, right? And gesturing pretty wildly at this guard, clearly suggesting that he do something about it. And I think yeah, that's going to be it for him. Kaz, if you use your action, I'm sorry, if you use your movement and your bonus action to dash, you also enter the alley.
Exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay. And you are here with an action intact. Is there anything you would like to do?
Okay. Can you restage the scene for me real quick? My roommate
Absolutely.
brought his friends over. I had to introduce myself again.
Yeah, no worries. What you have
Yeah.
just entered this alley, and what you are looking at is a carriage with two horses, and the carriage is pointed and the horses are pointed as if they were, once they start moving, they will be headed in your direction and Nim's direction. So they would be exiting this alley the same way that you and Nim just entered it. I mean, I know you just ran in, right? But with your passive perception, it's easy for you to tell that there are two individuals standing next to the carriage. One of them is clearly trying to use it for some cover. You probably got in just after the instructions on from one to the other on what to do. You think you can make out equine Exidia beyond them, and with Corsonis now on the other side of the roof line.
I'm supposed to be on the top, but there's not a square.
Okay, well then you can see
guess there.
Corsonis up there, right? Corsonis, yeah, you can see Corsonis up on the roof, and they are. I mean, they're up on the roof, but they are about even with the coach as opposed to the horses of this character.
Okay.
And let's see. Oops. You're about 50 feet from the horses, about 70, 75 feet from the two individuals by the uh, coach.
They're both out of coach. Two horses pointing towards my direction, and
Mhm.
then if I have, oh my god, let me see if I have anything really quickly. Hmm, how far does this spell go? Okay. Um, I think I'm going to prepare my action. Yeah, I think I'm going to prepare my action to shoot at one of these men at the carriage, depending on if I, I just I'm blanking right now. Personas attacks as well.
Mhm. Okay.
That is all I'm going to do in my turn.
Okay. Corsonus.
Oh boy. I will. Ah, boy. I have one third level slot and one first level slot, but I have my cantrips. I know Wilfred Crowell has the stone, which I guess I will just shout at this point as I can see Kaz. I probably can't see Nim because of the buildings, but I can see Kaz, so I'll just shout that Crowell has the stone. Crowell has the stone, stop him. Um, you know what? It's kind of been working. Uh, I will use my last third level slot. Oh, God, that seems like a bad idea. 20, 25, 30. Yep, I'll just do it anyway. I will try to lift Krell into the air.
Okay.
You can't hide back there. Or maybe he can if he saves.
Okay. Um. Yeah. Wolfert is still gesturing at this guard. Um. And Corsonus, you know this immediately. You know what's happened immediately, being the one who cast the spell. But for the other three of you, right? It looks a little strange because it looks maybe like is Wolfert growing a little bit, or is this guard shrinking? Because the guard's head just is rising to maintain eye contact with this person who's clearly giving him orders as Wolfert rises 20 feet into the air. Um, as he does, he just screams, um, "Get this back home," and the uh drops the stone into the carriage. And I think, well, I don't think, I know, we are going to take our break right here. Great. So a couple things happen at the start of this turn. First is, and I've already rolled initiative for this character. I was debating. Yeah. So, okay, that's good. And then at the same time, see his two friends pop up. Oops. None of this worked. Fantastic. All right. Okay. The first thing that our guard friend does, he is initially sort of reaching up towards Wilford to try and bring him back to the ground, but upon Wilford screaming, like, just get this back to the Castellanteers, right? And seeing him drop the stone, he immediately like jumps into the coach and starts looking for the stone itself, trying to secure it. That is going to be his first turn. Exidia.
Let me get back to my desk.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm gonna sit in there with Miles. Da, 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 da. I would like to just run and just horse leap onto the carriage.
Okay.
And just kind of plant myself there. And then I will use the bonus action to turn back into my normal self.
Great. So yeah, Wilford and this guard are both like initially just sort of freaked out again that this crazy fucking sick horse is now leaping up onto the carriage. And we'll say your transformation begins as you are in the air. So as you land in the carriage, it is clear that you are not what you appeared to be. Which make me a perception check, Exidia. Yeah. This is the first time you have been just straight face to face with this guard, and you're not the only one who is not what they appear to be. This is not human. This individual appears to be a devil
All right.
of some sort.
So cool.
Yeah, right where you want to be, right?
I would like to just excuse me, and get into the passenger seat of this carriage.
Okay.
And then I would like to turn at my new friend here and I'm gonna throw out a thunder wave at let's do it at second level. So just a 15-foot cube. I'm trying to get this guy, this horse, and these two little devils if I can.
Okay. Uh,
Kind of with like a crooked cube.
right. And is there is that a save?
Yes, yeah, it will be. Let's see, thunder wave, second level. So
Con
Constitution
saves.
saves, and if they fail, they're pushed 10 feet away from me.
Okay. Uh, Oops, that's not the right one. Okay. Um. Sorry. Okay. Couple things happen. Okay, these two imps are pushed into this wall, and they both. Let me double check that actually. Sorry. Yeah. They both splat against the wall and are dead.
Nice.
Um. The draft horse is also pushed 10 feet and sort of in the process basically jackknifes this carriage and horse combo. I don't know what any of the actual technical terms are, but the rigging that connects the horses is now sort of catty corner, and you hear one of the big sort of stems sort of crack a little bit, although it's still connected. Um, your friend in the seats of this coach, however, not moved.
Okay.
I think that's it for you. Anything else?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that was action, bonus action. Okay. Don't have to worry about the imps anymore. Spine Devil's dead. Um,
Hey, I forgot to bring this up, but
yeah.
I did hold my action to shoot a short bow. Depending on what Corsanis did, would this be a case of that triggering? By the way,
Corsonis hasn't attacked anybody yet.
okay.
We will say, for the sake of simplicity, let's do this. We know that Spine Devil's dead, so now this will be the second Spine Devil, and he's just taken up on the rooftop. He heard the instructions to flee, and so he's waiting to see if he can assist with actual fleeing. Nim.
Okay. These horses are still living. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to try to put them to sleep.
Okay.
Oh, holy fuck!
Good lord.
Hey,
Yeah.
do you think this luck's gonna keep up tomorrow? I'm asking because it's important.
Yeah, it would be nice, but yeah, no, there are two sleeping horses, and Just trying to find a good icon to use to indicate that fact. Um, yeah, I don't. We'll just do.
All right, and then I'm just getting closer. And we'll. Exidia, do you still have a bardic inspiration, or do you have one? I don't think you do.
I don't think so.
I'll shout to you. Um, move faster. That's my turn.
Okay. Let me find the rules for levitating. All right. Yeah, Wilford is going to begin using the side of the building next to him to push his way back down towards the earth. It can make it. He can make it 15 feet down, which puts him within 5 feet of Exidia, so he will take 2 attacks. I assume a 24 hits. Does a 16 hit?
Yes.
Okay, that is 7 and 8 points of damage. And he's screaming, go, 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 go. Exidia, make me a perception check, and Kaz, make me a perception check at disadvantage.
I gotcha.
Ooh.
Roll again.
Okay, thank you. Wilfred, Kaz, it is your turn.
I think 12 might be the lower one on there. So
Okay.
I first of all, I'm going to get closer now.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Remember,
do see,
your speed is still halved.
yeah. So, so I'm just going to use my 15 feet
Mm-hmm.
and we'll come a little closer. And I do see as a devil's.
Yeah, you see this spine devil just sort of sitting and taking in what's going on.
You know what? I am actually gonna use my bonus action. I'm just gonna try to get into the fray. Actually, I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to retrieve the stone before they can get out of here.
Okay. Do you want me to move you so you're using your bonus action, so that would be a total of 30 feet.
Yeah.
You want me to move you 30 feet closer to the action?
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Anything you'd like to do with your action? You're still looks like about 20 feet from the first horse, maybe 30 feet from the next horse, and 40 feet from the carriage.
I, I'm gonna use my action to dash up to the horse.
Okay. So that's
Yeah.
another 15 feet. 5, 10, 15. You are now standing in front of the first horse, which is asleep on its feet. Is although I guess in D&D rules, you sleep, you fall prone, right? So sleeping horse on the ground.
Okay. That's it. That's it.
Okay. Corsonus.
All right. How do I control this effer? I don't want him smacking. I think it's an action to move him. I can use
Yes.
my action to move the target, which must remain within 60 feet of me. I will move Wilford to here, just like 10 feet up, and
Okay.
I can only change his altitude. In that case, I will lift him straight up 20 feet, and
All right.
then
So he's now at 25 feet.
I will then pull him towards me, away from the wall with telekinetic shove. That was the wrong button.
Okay.
It's a DC 16 strength save.
Yeah. You feel like you've got a good hold on him, and at the last moment, he reaches out and grabs hold of something on the wall and is able to hold himself in his position. But he is 25 feet in the air. Someone murdered both of my imps before they could do anything.
Thank you, Tyler.
Um, yeah. Our friend here is gonna hop off the carriage and wake this horse up. And let me. Tyler, if you want to take an opportunity attack, you may.
Absolutely. Does this character have? No, they don't.
Looking for Warcaster?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never remember which one of my guys have it.
Yeah.
I will swing with the quarter staff that I have. One-handed because I have a shield.
Oh, yeah,
I
that'll
don't know
hit.
why that +2 is there. Turn that off. Okay. 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. You did that. Nick City, it is your turn.
All right. Bonus action, I will cast Flame Blade, and
Mhm.
with my main. Oh no, no, no! I'm not gonna do that. These are doubles.
Okay.
Got to rethink everything. I am gonna cast. I'm just gonna continue chasing him and
Okay.
cast Primal Savagery. 17 to hit
Yeah, that hits.
for 11 acid damage.
Okay.
And that's it for my turn.
Okay. And, let me. Yeah, I think our spine devil friend is going to rush in and use his action. He's now basically sitting on this sleeping horse. He had to use his action to get in, so he can't wake it, but is now in the fray. Nim.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I stand here, or am I impeded by like a horse?
Nope. Yeah,
Uh,
you're. Yeah, we'll say that's fine.
Okay. I'm seeing Exidia like attacking this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are we still on like a main street, or are we in an alley?
No, you're in an alley.
Oh, thank God. Sweet. Rapier.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
You go to lunge with it, and just off to the side as he sort of slides out of the way a little bit.
all right. Shit, Cass, you're up. Kaz, you'll get a bardic inspiration. That's all of those. That's my turn.
Okay. Wilford. Let me try something here. Yeah. Okay. Takes something out of his pocket, chucks it at this horse. Does some damage, but does wake the horse up. Now we have
we were
two
trying to save your horses, but
woke horses, and he's just screaming, "Get out of here!"
The other horse is not dead. The other little red X's are the
Right, those are the
imps.
imps. Yeah.
Yeah.
So both of the horses have now woken up. Um, Wilford is I mean, he just, injured this horse to wake it up, and he's screaming at them to get out. So he's, pretty focused on the horses as really the spine devil, the devil disguised as a guard is has a lot of things to focus on. Kaz, Nim, and Exidia make me perception checks. Kaz, yours is at disadvantage. Okay.
Mine's also a disadvantage. I have 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay. Great. Roll one more for me then. Okay.
Also,
Um,
I've been real terrible today.
So Nim and Exidia, what you see is a small humanoid, which is the best you can make out. It's definitely an individual and not a creature. Crawl from under the carriage through a small crack in the base of this wall. And it looks like he's dragging a small sack of something with him. So, Nim and Exidia, you've seen that. Kaz, you haven't. Corsonis, too much in the way for you to even have an opportunity to see that. Kaz, you're up.
Horse woke up in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
The horse disconnected by ropes, right?
What was that?
The horse disconnected by like ropes to the carriage.
Yes.
Can I just try to cut the rope so if he does run off, it won't pull him anyway?
Sure. Let me look this up real quick.
I'm not trying to kill the fucking horse in the middle of the
Right.
road.
Make me an attack roll. Yeah, all right. Let me do a little math. Yeah, you haven't quite freed this horse, but almost. Let me. Yeah, he is still attached to this thing, but it is a real question as to how effective he would be in pulling it with the tenuous connection that it still has. Anything else for you?
No, I guess I'm just going to stick in front of the horse to at least, kind of. I don't have any horse training, so I
Okay.
guess it will just deter the horse from just straight up to start running.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out.
You'll find out today.
Corsonis.
I will start with a bonus action trying to once again pull Crowl away from the wall.
All right. That was a strength save, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a DC 16.
Correct.
He manages. He's experienced this once before already, so he manages to hold on really tight to the wall. Unfortunately for him, whatever he's holding on to gives way, and he is pulled 5 feet closer to. Is it closer to you? Is where you're trying to pull him?
Correct. I'm trying to pull him away from the wall.
Yep. Gotcha. Yeah. So that is effective.
Okay. And he's still up in the air, so I don't have to worry about him climbing down. This is that barb thing that we fought before that caught up.
Yes.
Okay. I will hit that with a ray of frost.
Okay.
I'll try anyway.
Yeah. Roll some damage.
$11 cold damage.
Yeah, you take a big old chunk out of that guy. All right.
And
With
I will move
yeah.
down the roof, trying to get to one of the lower points.
Okay.
So, someone's gonna have to jump in a second.
I yeah. Our man here. Actually, let me. I should have done this earlier, although now with Nim there, it's 2 of you. I guess Exidia and Nim. If you would like to make, I don't know, Arcana, Religion, checks just to try and figure out what this thing is.
Nice.
Tyler, can you give me one more, please?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You're not clear, but Nim, you're pretty clear. This is a bearded devil wearing the disguise of a private guard. And I think he is. Well, I don't know. No, he's been hit pretty hard. He's got to get back to the driver's seat though, and in between him and the driver's seat is Exidia. So 17 hit.
Yes.
Okay, that's 10 points of piercing damage. As it,
I would like to
yeah.
telekinetic reprisal.
Okay.
So a creature that deals damage to me must make a strength saving throw. The DC is gonna be same as my spell DC, which is a 16.
Okay, he has failed that.
Okay. 2d8 force damage and is pushed away from me. So he takes 10 damage and gets pushed 10 feet away from me.
Okay. The damage he'll certainly take. I don't know that he can get pushed away from you. There's just too much in between.
Gotcha.
What it will do, however, so I was going to have him peel around you after attacking. We'll say that he can make it there. Nim, if you'd like to take an opportunity attack, you may. Yeah, that'll hit. Yeah, that'll hit for a lot. Having a bad day. All right, Exidia.
Okay. I'm going to just hit him with the primal savagery again.
Okay. Yeah.
12 acid. I'm gonna roll the D8 for the
Okay.
bardic inspiration on that damage also. So 14.
Yeah. What's it
acid
look like
damage.
when you melt this guy?
The staff just gets covered in the crystals that look like ice, and then just as I swing it across his face, the ice just shatters,
Mhm.
and he gets knocked away with it.
Okay. Yeah. That is his end. Exidia, what does next for you?
Now you said that I saw some little critter headed like towards this wall.
Went not just towards the wall, went through a hole in the bottom of the wall.
Okay.
Crawled out from under the carriage. Went through a hole in the bottom of the wall.
Yeah. I can't do anything about that until next turn. So that's it for me this turn.
Okay. Yeah, I think the Spine Devil's gonna start trying to stab you with a little pitchfork that it's carrying, Nim. The first one misses wildly. The second one is a 17.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, that's 5 points of piercing damage. And upon drawing a little blood, it decides to dive in and see if it can't rip that wound open a little bit more with its teeth.
Ugh.
And that's 4 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
They're not looking good. Nim, you're up.
Okay. I saw the little creature. Have we located the stone yet while in the while here?
You have not.
Okay. And how big was the creature?
I don't know, human child, halfling,
Okay.
maybe a skinny dwarf.
Okay. So still medium, not like
Oh
tiny.
no, small. Yeah. I mean, I would say small. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that pathway that they have taken something I could squeeze through?
I don't know. You want to take a look at it?
I've got this guy right next to me, don't I? I should probably try to handle that first, actually, instead of
Okay.
walking away. Shit. Okay. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, you had him lined up pretty well, and then he bit you. Sort of fucked up your stab attempt. Um,
All right, well, that's all I can do.
Wilford's just floating in midair. Let me make sure he doesn't have. Uh, no, he's just floating there. Sees the guard went down. He sees the spine devil's in pretty bad shape. He'll just scream out. You fools! You can't stop them. Nothing will stop them. You'd be better off signing on and committing fully. But no, you may not die by my hand, but you will die. Kaz, you're up.
Well, fuck.
Right.
That was very dark. How I'm gonna bring some divination to whatever he just said, and I'm going. Can I bless? Can I bless who's ever around me?
Yeah, I mean, if you're just casting bless at first level, I believe that's 3 people. And
Yeah,
I mean, you can bless yourself if you'd like, but otherwise you can bless Nim, Ixidian, Corsonus.
I'm gonna go to bless everybody else except.
Okay. I'm just going to put a little marker on you so that we know you're concentrating on that.
I'm going to use my bonus action
Mhm.
to give Exidia help action on their next attack.
Okay. Corsonus, you're up.
Wilfort can just hang there for a while. Don't care
Mhm.
about him. I will continue to ray of frost the devil I can see, or try to.
Oh yeah, that'll hit all right. Why don't you tell us all what it looks like when your ray of frost kills a creature?
I think he's sitting there flapping, and then there's no like freezing over or solidifying. It's just its wings start flapping less and less and less, and then just falls to the ground.
Okay.
And
Bounces
then
off
I
the side of the horse and just hits the ground, clearly deceased. I'm going
how
to ask
high
you to
up am I?
pause right there. I actually forgot one thing. Everybody make me perception checks. This would have happened, Kaz, right before you blessed everybody. Okay. Yeah, so everyone except for Nim, you're probably smarting a little too much just from being bit, right? But you hear a pretty significant crashing sound coming from sort of this area, right? And Kaz and Corsonis, you can see it a little bit, but Kaz, you've got a really good view of like all sorts of debris and barrels and boxes and whatnot, just all sort of fall and collapse, blocking this sort of passageway. It was barely passable before, but now it's not passable at all.
How high up am I? I would like to jump down.
Oh, you're about 20 feet up on that roof. So 2d6.
Okay.
Unless you want a feather fall.
I have one spell slot left. I don't know if I want to spend it on 2d6 damage.
You feel like gambling?
I don't know what that means.
Well, if you make an acrobatics check, right? We'll call it. I mean, that horse that's right below you is pretty big, right? And it's
Oh.
you have some experience trying to jump on a horse at this point. So it a DC 15, right? And if you make that DC 15 check, it'll be 1d6, right? If you don't make it, right, it'll be 3d6 because it's gonna stomp on you a little bit as you bounce off it.
No, I'm not gonna aim for
Okay.
the horse. I'll just take the 2d6 to just jump down over
Okay.
here.
Yeah. Let's see it.
Okay, that's
Alright.
it's not nothing. It doesn't feel good. Hey, still have concentration.
Love it.
7 damage. Okay.
Anything else for you?
I don't know how much. I will use whatever movement I have left. That was like 20 feet down. Yeah, I will just.
Mm.
Never mind. I will end there.
Okay.
And my token is not updating again.
No imp. No guard. Exidia.
I am going to wild shape into a speedy little rodent, little
Okay.
mouse,
Mhm.
and run through the same gap that I saw the other creature run.
Okay. The good news and the bad news, or the bad news and the good news. The bad news is that after running through this crack, which is just large enough for a small creature, they've they've rolled a heavy stone in front of it to block that passageway. The good news is that it's not like it's a perfect fit and you're a rodent. You can squeeze right by one of the things, right? And you find yourself in here. Dusty room, not much in here. But you can see oh boy. You can see dusty floor, and you see a couple sets of footprints. Little.
If it doesn't look like there's any other exit from this room, I will. And if the footprints seem to,
Oh, I'm sorry. I
go
mean,
this,
there's a door in front of you.
yeah, I'm
Mhm.
gonna head through the door
Okay.
and try to follow those footprints and.
Okay.
And are they just heading towards this back door?
They are heading towards the back door.
Okay.
I think uh
I will be like once I'm in here, I'm gonna shift back to myself.
okay. So I think that's about I mean, probably getting to that door is about your movement.
Okay.
I think at this time it might be a good time to ask Corsonis, what are the rules about your mental link again? Didn't you mentally link with Exidia?
That's me.
I
Uh,
telepathically spoke to Exidia. I did not take the action to actually
oh,
link.
right. You
And it has
linked.
a range of 50 feet, so my link to Nim broke during the chase.
Gotcha. Okay.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. Thank you. Okay. Great. Spine devils are dead. Nim, you're up.
I think I'm gonna try to follow Exidia through the crevice.
Okay. Um,
Where was that again? Was that
it's
over
basically
here?
right where the guard is.
Okay.
Right. So I'll just move them out of the way.
Okay.
Right.
So-
Make me a strength check, please, or an athletics check. Because you
Sure.
need to try and roll this stone out of the way that didn't stop Exidia because they were in the form of a rodent. And
I'm gonna use an inspiration for that.
okay,
See what that
excellent.
does for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's tough, but you have pushed this thing out of the way. Um, unfortunately, you can't move through it without taking another action because you'd have to make an acrobatics check to be able to squeeze through this thing.
Sure, that's fine. I've got it
Right.
out of the way now.
Yeah. And just so I'm clear, Exidia, is that it for your wild shapes?
Yes, yeah, it is.
Okay. Fantastic. All right.
But that's it for me.
Wilford is still spouting some dark and evil diatribe, but it's starting to lose its effectiveness as it becomes more and more like a child just whining when they can't do anything else because he's just suspended in the air and has um nothing he can do. Like he's taking some stuff from his pockets and like chucking it down at you, right? But it's not like they're weapons and it's not like an actual ranged attack. He's basically throwing a tantrum at this point. Kaz.
I'm also gonna try to follow the city.
Okay. So you can get up to the entrance. Make me an acrobatics check, please. At disadvantage.
All right. All right, that one. 7.
Okay. Uh y- okay. You've gotten yourself stuck. Uh it is at this point where I think in the terms of expediency, instead of continuing in turn order, right? I think everyone is now onto the fact, right, that someone else has the stone and is taken off down this alley. And at the very least, Exidia and Nim, you're fully aware of it because you saw this creature sneak through here. Kaz and Corsonis, you suspect it, um, in part because of the big crash that came from the alley, and also the fact that Exidia and Nim are now seem to be more focused on what's going on here than the fact that Wilford is still here. So, what I suggest is the following: um, one, as a group, let's figure out. I mean, there's still a problem to be solved here, and that is, what do you do with Wilford?
Oh, I know. We could put him in a box again. Actually, I don't know that that would be super helpful, but it's something we could do. Just put
Mhm.
him in a box.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
He'd be able to get out of a box.
I will also point out that as far as you know, right, Wilford is Wilford is unaware that the stone has been taken. Right. He's a little confused as to why you guys are going through. He's clearly becoming a little confused as to why you're going through the house as opposed to going through the carriage. But he's so hot and embarrassed and still just screaming shit that he hasn't sort of caught on to any of that yet.
Hmm. I'm kind of at a loss. I don't know what to do with him. I was planning on just letting that go once we.
Yeah. I mean, once I think the pursuit for the like through the building or over the building, or not over the
Mhm.
building, but over the trash begins. I think I just kind of leave him floating there up
Yeah.
until I lose
Look,
line of
that's
sight, and he'll float to the ground.
right. That's totally legit. That's perfectly reasonable. Like, I just needed to know if that's what you were doing or if you had some other
Um,
plan.
I don't believe that I have used the sending on my
Mhm.
Horse Gray amulet.
Okay.
Um, I don't know how to keep him here other than wait for him to land and take
Mhm.
the time to beat him into unconsciousness,
Okay.
which I'm not sure that I could actually do.
Mhm.
So, um, yeah, I will grab my badge and just uh Wilford Crowell in whatever area this is at this
Mhm.
point. Um Try to secure him as quickly as possible. He's a material witness for the stone, and then I will. I mean, I will concentrate on the spell as long as I can. But
Okay.
once I can know, I could
Great.
just keep lifting him into the air so that as long as I can look up and see him.
Mhm. No, that's fantastic. Um, you hear the response you get is, "Wait, what? Wilford? Okay, we'll send someone as soon as we can." Uh, now what I would like is everyone trying to go either through this um hole or through this collapsed alley? Is that the plan going forward?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if Kaz gets stuck, I'm just gonna go around.
Um.
Okay, thank you for the help.
Well, I
I
mean,
I can't help you much.
here's what we're gonna do. At this point, I just need to know what sort of head start the people you're pursuing have, right? So, if everyone can make me an acrobatics check, right, and Kaz and Exidia, Kaz and Exidia do it at disadvantage, but Exidia, Nim, and Corsonus, remember, Bless doesn't affect
Ability checks.
ability checks, so
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Can I get a new one from you, Nim? I think that's from the last turn.
Yeah, acrobatics is fine. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
thank God for expertise. Jesus.
Okay. Um, yeah, it takes a moment for you to just sort of, as a collective, to figure out the best way around and through, but you do in relatively short order. Um, whoever is last through notices as you're going through. Well, just to make it easy, Corsonus, as everyone's going through, you notice down the alley here, out of a sewer grate, crawls an individual that you in particular are familiar with. Ott Steeltoes crawls out of a sewer grate and just waves at you and is walking in your direction.
Very peculiar timing.
Why? You called.
Oh, right. Wilford, Crowl. I will hook a thumb over to where he is, probably either floating or making his way down.
Hmm.
He came for the stone. Detain him. We might need to question him later. Gotta go.
You just hear Ott as y'all make your way down the alley say, "Oh, this will be fun." And off you go. This is yet another chase. Timer? Yeah, we got some time. A little bit different than the previous one in that this is more of a tracking chase. In addition, Nim in particular, could you populate your background thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so mechanically, what this is going to do is, in this case, I think it's going to allow you to grant someone essentially inspiration once per turn, right? And we're basically, I mean, it's tracking, so survival checks will always work. But if you've got another idea on how to track these people, you see some footprints going through this back alley and out into Waterdeep. That's how it starts. And so we will just go in order. Exidia, what's your plan?
I would like to start by casting. You said that this exhaustion that we have could be cured by lesser restoration.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to start by casting lesser restoration on myself.
Okay. That removes your point of exhaustion.
Yeah, that way I can survival track better.
Mm-hmm.
But I suppose that's it for my turn.
Okay. Yeah, great. Nim.
I think I'm going to I think I want to cast Enhance Ability on Exidia with the intention of giving the wisdom advantage.
Great.
So that our the person who I think is best equipped to track can
Mhm.
track better.
Okay, fantastic. Anything else for you?
Nope.
Great. Kaz, what's your plan?
I'm trying to get unstuck, man.
Oh no, we're past that. You have gotten yourself. It took a little bit of wiggling, but you couldn't get through, but you managed to back yourself out. And by the time you had backed yourself out, your cohorts had managed to make a path through the side alley that you could follow much easier at this point.
Now, tracking is a thing I can do pretty well. I feel it.
All right,
So
let's see
that's
it.
what I'm going to try. An investigation check, right?
Sure. So your plan is to use investigation to find what?
You basically to find any like uh, footprints, any like hand markings that they show, like of them just leaving a trail for us to kind of find. Well, not for us to find, but they kind of just accidentally.
All right, let's see that roll.
Gotta do this with this advantage, bro. Can I use? Oh yeah, I still got Nim's Bardic. Can I use it here?
Yeah, I believe so.
What is your Bardic name?
It's a D8, and because you're using it for a skill check, you get to roll it twice and take the higher or whichever number you'd like.
Oh
Shit.
my.
Shit.
Okay. Uh,
All right.
31.
As the group is making its way through the city, under a fair amount of guidance from Nim, this being your home turf and traversing alleys such as these being common for you, Nim, you catch a conversation being had by two merchants that have stalls in a particular street. And one saying to the other, God, those fucking kids again trying to distract me and steal fruit so that I get frustrated and shoo them off while another one tries to pick my pockets. Well, I'm hip to their game. They've got me one too many times. So as soon as it started, I just hit them with my broom and they fled off down that way. And he points down a further down the street, heading north.
Cool.
Yeah, so well done. Roll me 3d8, please.
Me?
No, Kaz.
All right. 17.
Let me take a look here. Oh, neat. You see some of the footprints that Ixidia had pointed out that she was tracking, and you notice that next to them there are some crushed pistachio shells, and that seems to continue at least for the next several footprints that you see in this particular area. Well done. Corsonis, what's up?
I will pull out my wand of magic of detect magic,
Mhm.
so that I don't have to burn my last slot on that. I will go ahead and hopefully it's magic, and this will give us an idea. And other than that, I will just try to keep up with the rest of the group.
Okay. What is the range on the detect magic? Is it just the 30 feet?
I believe so.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. 30.
Great. Um yeah, roll me 3d8. Um wow, y'all hear some merchants, or you hear somebody, right, screaming, "You lousy kids, get the hell out of here. Next time you try it, I'm calling the guard." Coming from we'll say a street to the west, but wherever it is, it's close enough you can hear them screaming. Um, excellent. Exidio.
I will make a survival check to see if we can continue on the trail.
Yeah.
Advantage from enhanced ability, right? Max?
You have advantage, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you pick up the pace a little as you head towards the sound of what is another merchant who apparently was uh, getting ripped off. And as you pass, um, the merchant actually calls out to you. You looking for those rotten kids?
Yeah. Gonna take care of them.
He points in the direction that they apparently ran. 3d8 for me, please. All right, fantastic. Nim, what's up?
Oy. I'm maintaining concentration.
Okay,
Yeah, maintaining concentration using my feature. That's what I've got.
great. And you find yourselves heading deeper into the dock ward. Kaz, what have you got?
I'm basically doing the same thing as right now.
Okay,
Just keeping this blessed up as long as I can.
okay. You gonna make? So, are you doing another investigation check?
But yeah.
Okay, okay. Holy moly! Um, oh, you made quick work of that. Kaz, you see some of those pistachio shells that you've sort of been following, and you see them um, going down into uh, a sewer grate that is a little askew.
Uh, yeah, I'm just gonna point that out to Xperia and everybody else here. I need someone to move that for me. There's no way I can move that myself now.
Okay, let me. Hold on a second. Sorry. Okay. Um. My apologies. So, you head down into the sewers, and I will give you all the option. We're approaching end of session. Do you want to continue on and see if you can find these lousy kids? Or do you want to call it here and save that for next session as the starting point for next session?
I think this is a good place to stop right here.
Yeah, I think that's a good transition. I think
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well,
going
then,
into a new encounter with one first level spell slot and a wand of
Mhm.
detect magic. But hey, we got this.
right. Not a problem. Um, yeah, and yeah, so we will pick up here in 2 weeks. Well done, everyone.